welcome. I am so excited to show you layout one of my Honey Bunny collection. You will get a thrill out of this little workshop that I've got going on. We're going to go over some coloring techniques, the stamp set that I used, and some of the papers and easy steps. So let's get started. So you can see here that I already have some things cut out of the stamp set, and that is called the Honey Bunny Scrapbooking Stamp and Thin Cuts. It comes with 4 thin cuts in it. We'll be using primarily 3 of the thin cuts in this workshop, and 2 of the bunnies will be used on layout 1 that we're going to focus on. So I am just going to set these off to the side here and we're going to get started. This is the left side of your page, and we are going to start by assembling how we put things together. If you could see here, I've stamped Happy Easter and I've done it in an archival ink. Now I've given this quite some time to dry before I do anything else. Such as putting paper on and things of that nature so that it doesn't smear. I didn't color the flowers in, but this is your layout and I encourage you to own it and put in any accents that you feel is necessary to your style. The bunnies are all put on with 3D foam tape, as you can see right there. And so one of the things that I have done in this collection is I have added some triangles. So in the cutting guide, you can see that it's cut as a rectangle and then cut diagonally. You can see that I have layered some pieces together on the end. So one is a 1/2 inch and the other one is a 1/4 inch, and both are 12. I've stuck some stickers behind some of the photo mats to sort of make them pop a little bit without adding 3D foam tape to it. The right side is going to be a sister page, so pay attention to how that lays out. When you're looking at the photo mats, I don't include any of those white photo placement holders. Those are for visual purposes only. And so you can see here I've used 4 3x3 photos on this square here. That square is 6 1/4 by 6 1/4, and the information can all be found right in your instruction or your PDF guide that you'll be getting with your purchase of the supplies for this kit. If we hop on over here to the right side of the page, you can see that I've altered where I put that triangular piece on the opposite side. And then you can see that I've carried over that zip. It's not a zip strip, but it's a 0.5 by 12 and a 0.25 by 12 piece of paper that I've stacked. And so when you put those together, they marry nicely and they create this nice border in the middle to sort of draw your eyes in. The photo frame for this has a couple of options, which I love. Most of the pictures that we print are 4x6. So I have set it up so the top 2 are 3x3 and the bottom one is a 4x6 photo. However, it is versatile in its size, so you could ultimately have 2 4x3 photos at the top also, or 2 4x6 at the top and at the bottom. So it's got a little versatility here based on what you print for your pictures. Now, we're going to talk about some of the elements that I've put on here as accent pieces. I've created a banner here. This is from the sticker sheet that's in your collection that you purchased, and I've popped everything up with 3D foam tape. Now, I didn't take a static tool and add any static or powder to it to remove the sticky. I've left it on and just added the 3D foam on top. I felt that it was perfect doing it this way. You can see plenty of areas where those dots are added, such as at the bottom for the title for Easter Blessings. And I've clustered some stickers here that you'll find on your sticker sheet with those blue enamel dots. So this page came along really nicely, and I really liked how it can easily be flipped to make it spring. So now I want to get into how I did the coloring for these bunnies. So I used the tri-blend markers, and you can see here on the screen all of the colors that I'm using. What I love about the tri-blend markers is they have 3 shades in one marker. So if you're looking for an easy way to learn blending, these markers really are it for you. You can buy some of these from my Close to My Heart website. The colors that I'm using today are not necessarily all there. So you can also find them through an Amazon link that I have below. It is an affiliated link, so keep that in mind. It's no extra cost to you. So when I'm going to start coloring, I always like to grab a piece of scrap paper, grab my marker that I am choosing, and sort of scrape down on there or color down on there some lines. And those lines are going to give me a base for the shadowing and the depth of that color that I'm going to be using. And so it gives me a great starting point. So that you can see here, I'm starting with the darkest color, then I'm going into a medium, and then next I'm going to go into a light, because that's how I like to color. So I always start with the medium. I always start with the dark, I apologize, and then medium, and then I go into light. You'll see that a lot of people have different ways that they color for blending and shading that has made it comfortable for them to learn. So if this doesn't work for you, no worries. However you color and get the results that are make your heart happy, your art heart happy, that's the key, okay? So you can see here that I've picked up some browns that I'm using, and I'm sort of testing them out because my bunnies came through in a nice subtle color. I'm going to show you a darker shade just so that you can see what happens when you have those contrasting lines and how to sort of blend them in so it's somewhat seamless. I will bring in some coral, and I will bring in some fair skin tone colors to help me accent the stomach of the belly, the stomach belly area of the bunny, and also the ears. So now that I've got my little shades marked out on my scrap piece of paper here, I'm just simply going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit so that this can be a little easier for you to see and follow along, if you will. I have 3 bunnies here, and I've selected those because those are the sizes that I have on my layouts in my workshop here. So I'm going to go with more of a lighter tone, very similar to what I used in my workshop to start off with. I'm going to start with the small bunny, and we're going to see how that shading works on camera. So I know a lot of you were asking for this tip, so I'm so happy to bring that to you here on in a video. So the first thing that I do is I'm going to outline my bunny, and this is okay to do. You can also do a flicking motion on the outline. This will create a harsh line, but don't worry, I'm going to say this often, trust the process. So as you are coloring, I will show you how to blend that so it has this sort of illuminating light is coming out and it's going in. So as I go around, I will also add a little bit extra line where I want some heavier shading. Now I'm going to come in with that medium. So it's just right in the center of the marker here for these tri-blends. And the key here is to do a circle motion. So I'm going to start right at the same edge where I just did my outline, and I'm going to circle I'm going to move my marker in a circle pattern from the edge out. And what this does is it pulls that ink from the edge where I made my outline with my new color, which is lighter, out towards where the end of my pen or my marker is coming. And then I try to leave the center white, or as white as possible, because I will be using the light shade to fill that in with a very similar process. So you can see how it's sort of coming together. You can't really see too much of the harsh line. That circle motion is really key for me. If you're using some other marker, maybe like a brush marker that's more like a paintbrush, you are going to find that your technique needs to change based on the tip of the marker that you're using. If you have a broad tip or a fine tip, how you make your marker move will give you a definite feel for how that blend is going to look. So now I'm going to come in with my lightest tip here. And in case you didn't see what that was, I am using that tan blend. So it's that light color of the tan blend. Again, I'm starting at that edge where I did the outline first. And I'm using a circular motion, pulling from that outline all the way into the center. And what this does is it marries those colors, and it really does, it blends them together. It helps alleviate any harsh lines that you may have created in the beginning. For the tail, I did color that off camera, and all I did was take a ice gray blend and highlight the already marked lines that were from the from stamping. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with a fair skin blend, and I'm going to use the lightest one because the other ones have a little bit of a peach tone to them, and I don't want that. I want to keep it so that it looks like the fur is light because the light is shining there, and maybe it's where it is the whitest of the bunny. And I'm, again, using that circular motion and pulling those dark colors in with me, and they're kind of blending through, and that gives that nice, beautiful light color on the belly of that bunny. So I really love how that comes through. You could, if you wanted to, also come in with a little bit of coral and add some little blush to the cheeks if you wanted to, since it's a cartoon and it's not real life. I will come in and add my light blend of my coral to just the top portion of the inside of the ear. And you can really see that in the pictures of the layouts. So let's try this again really quick. And this time we're going to use that large stand-up bunny. And I'm going to come in with darker colors so that you can sort of see a little bit better what I'm talking about with those harsh lines and blending them out. Really important that when you're starting, not to worry too much about going outside of the lines. There is a really cool tip that I have for you that you may already know about, which is using a white gel pen to fix that. So again, you can see that I'm outlining my little bunny here, and it is in that earth brown dark blend. And I'm going to miss a couple of spots, and that's okay because there's going to be some light there, and so I don't necessarily want that, and I'll be able to fill that in with that medium color when I come in. So you can see it's just a straight line. I'm not flicking anything. I'm not doing a circular motion. I'm just giving enough color that I can pull from it as I bring in my next color. Excuse me here. So now I'm coming in with that medium of that earth brown, and now here's where, again, I'm doing a circular motion. I know it's a little hard to see, but I'm doing that circular motion. I'm starting right at that edge that I created, and I'm circling it, and as I circle out into the center-ish of my image. Now pulling that dark in, creating a shade, and blending any harsh lines I may have created from doing my outline. Again, this is what I have found that I'm comfortable with. There are, like I said in the beginning, many different ways that you can color and blend your alcohol markers. So if this isn't exactly how you normally do things, no worries. It's just something that I have learned and works well for me. I really, really, like I said, enjoy the Tri-Blend. They are by Spectrum Noir, and they come in, there's 3 different packages of colors that you can get from them. They are one of my favorite markers. And then when I first got them, when Close to My Heart first started third-party market selling them, I was so apprehensive about using them because I had just learned how to use their previous marker and got a good feel for that. Okay, so now that I've gotten some time to practice and trust the process, which is really, really important, I really love them, and I'm really happy that I have the collection. So you can see here, I'm just continuing to come in with that medium pen, and I am just continuing to use that circle motion, pulling those colors out. And you can see it really good right here on this part here. And yeah, I'm doing a voiceover because, did my camera record when I was doing this initially? certainly not. But it's so cool because I now have the software to show my face why we're doing this. And so I feel like I can be part of the process with you. All right, so as you can come in through here, I'm almost finished. I'm going to bring in that light color of the earth brown blend. And again, this is dark. I didn't use this particular set of blends on the layout itself, but I did want to show you that there are more options than just what I did initially. So this light blend, again, I'm going to start at the edge. You're always going to start at the edge and pull in all of those colors. So quiz, you're going to pull the colors in to remove any harsh lines and get that seamless blend that you're looking for that looks natural. When you're looking at a picture of something, there are light spectrums that come from everywhere. So you have the sun that you're looking at, you have reflection off of a window, things of that nature. See this harsh line that I've created here? It's gonna go away. And it looks really good when it's all said and done and dried also. And I have that right here. So you can see that's the exact one that I colored here. And you can see that harsh line is gone. And here's the back of what it looks like, right? And it's gonna naturally look great. I think anyways. Toot toot my own horn, right? So as I come through and do this, I will bring in some more, a different marker set to sort of give that belly. I don't need to do that. I could just use the 3 colors that are in this one marker to go ahead and make that process seamless. And that circle motion again, some people will use a flicking motion. So they will flick their marker and that works well. That is a technique that I first learned to use with alcohol markers, but really this circular motion works really, really well for me. So we're almost done here coloring in that centerpiece and getting our shadows right for our feet. I'm just taking a look at my super cute bunny. He's so cute, and bringing that in here. This is such a cute little set, and I am really excited that I decided to do this workshop. I haven't done a workshop in quite some time, and it felt really good and nerve-wracking at the same time to whip a new workshop out. So I'm really excited to be able to do this. Okay, so here's why those swatches are super important. I have them out here and I can go through and I can pick to see when I want to cross hairs, if you will, haha, pun intended, with a different marker. So I'm going to see which one of those 3 work well, and by having those swatches already there before we started, I'm able to pick one that will come in very nicely to make that light stomach area on that bunny for me. And look at that. See that circle of motion? See, it's just carrying all of those colors together, reducing that harsh line that you saw there and blending in so it gives that natural shading and lighting that you look for in your coloring. So almost done here. And we just have to finish up the cheek a little bit. And again, it's like a little cartoon character. So if you wanted to come in with a light pink or coral and give it the cheek a little pop of color, you could do that also. I don't do it in the sample here, and that's okay. I don't believe I do it on the layout itself, and I'm checking and I don't, but you certainly could if you wanted to. So let's get rid of this harsh line right here and that circle motion again. You're probably fast forward by this point. Circle, I get it, Danielle, circle. Oh, he looks so cute. Okay, so let's come in with a little bit of a light color for that ear. Again, I'm going to color the whole ear in with a light tan, fair skin color. That gives me that base. And then I'm going to come in with that really light pink, which is called coral. It is a coral blend, not that you can see that. And I'm just coloring that top part of that ear, okay? And I do that because it gives a nice glow to it. Now, any mistakes that I've made, I can come in with my white gel pen and I can clean up the outside of my image, and no one will know the difference unless they watched this video and saw it. and you can't even tell on here that I made any mistakes. So this is the bunny that I'm coloring right now on screen. I love how this turns out. I really hope that you enjoyed my tips and my tutorials for this layout for one, that you have some inspiration for coloring. You don't have the tri-blend markers. It's okay. Use what you have in your stash. Watercolors would be another option that you could use in here that would be perfect also. You could absolutely use colored pencils too, and that you would get a really nice result. So again, I hope that you enjoyed this, and I look forward to bringing you more tutorials with my other layouts that I have. All right, you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next layout.